Hey everybody. I'm on late today or early, depending on where you are. I was eating some delicious popcorn as I was finishing up some work and drinking some water. And I figured I'd come say hello, um, just as a surprise hello to see who was here and see if there's any sort of messages that needed to be shared. Victoria, I feel like we're always finding each other. Hello, grand evening to you too, Victoria. How are you? Um, Please do excuse me if I have popcorn in my teeth. Christine! Hi! I just sent you your candles, your candle working videos. Oh, can't sleep. No wonder. No wonder I'm always yawning. Have you been exercising? Have either of you been exercising? Christine, it's so late. You need to get some rest. I'm not able to rest either. I had a feeling because I was like, it feels like there's some energy out there. Oh my goodness, King Grizzly, everybody I was thinking about. I just read your email and I just want to say that was the most thoughtful and sweetest and loving email and spiritually like in tune, and it just was amazing to read. And I just wanted to say that I'm not gonna like obviously share all the things that were in there, but I'm gonna say I have never received an email like that or talked to someone like that before, and it warmed my heart. So I just want to say thank you for that. And yeah, I'm just grateful that I get to know you. um I need to be thinking about it. Yoga, not exercise much. Yeah, y'all probably need to spend some time doing a little bit more movement because it seems like all of you on the East Coast are awake right now. um Doing my meditation, clearing. Good, good, good. That's important. That's important. Make sure y'all get some movement in the day, whether it's running or going to spin class. Like, do something where you can kind of check out and the person has to guide you so you can move some energy. Hello, hello. It's so great to see you. NYC. Is everybody from the East Coast today? Is the whole East Coast awake right now? What's going on over there? Smiley face. I still love the Biscuits Live. Oh my goodness. Who else watches the Biscuit Live? My friends and I are going to be cooking more things and just chatting about whatever topics folks want to talk about. But a lot of people seem to ask us about love and that kind of stuff. So the next one is going to be a pizza live. And that should be really fun. And what we're gonna do is post the recipe ahead of time. So whoever wants to follow along can follow along, and we'll be sure to move at a pace where we're not chit-chatting as much so you can actually have your pizza. Yes. Oh, right, Texas, yes. Meditation has helped a lot. Yay! I'm so excited for you. I love when people take advice. It makes me so happy. I'm like, please take my advice. Please, 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 please. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. I was in the Biscuit Lab. Yes, you were. I remember you asking questions. I remember you asking questions. You actually had me thinking about the chapati and all that stuff. Like, I'm like, oh, can we do like a cultural fusion type of pizza? We'll see. Or we might keep it simple. Hope to see more of you three in the Biscuits Live. Yeah, we're going to. We always have so much fun on there. Yeah, it feels so natural. I was like, we need our own kitchen actually, because we each have different skills, but they mesh together really well and our energies mesh really well. And it just feels like, I don't know, we're ancestors just cooking together, being funny. And I really enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in for the live. Um, has anybody made biscuits? Have you made biscuits from the live? We made gluten-free biscuits and they were amazing because Ethany, the one who was kind of leading the biscuit side, um, eats gluten-free, and so does Azure. And she also owns a company called Big Mama's Preserves. And it's so good. The whole meal was so good. I felt so honored. I didn't have to do anything and I just got to eat it. The craziest thing is, as busy as I am, your lives are always happening when I'm free. Funny how the universe does that, right? The universe always does that. I was like, I like sometimes when I don't know, I work better sometimes late at night because I feel like the energy in the space that I am in and just like the city like gets quiet, right? Because people start to fall asleep. So then my energy starts to awaken, but also I can talk to more spirits. So we're all just on that same frequency right now. But I felt like a little um like a little nudge, and I was like, who's out there? Who's out there? I wonder who's gonna be there. Who's like soul is like, hello? Anybody there? How are you all doing post full moon? That was a lot of energy. Are you feeling like your energy is coming back to you and balancing out? Like, are you feeling more joy? While you're doing that, I'm actually gonna eat some popcorn. I love popcorn. It's in my Star Wars bucket. It's one of my favorites because it's big. And also it's Star Wars. I mean, it's a newer Star Wars, but it's still, I love it. I feel so much better. Oh, much appreciated. Oh, yay! That energy was thick, right? It was so wild. It was so freaking wild. It was like, oh no. Oh, I don't know. It's like spirit turned us all upside down and was like, do you have any more trauma left? We're trying to get it all out of you, so we're gonna like literally put you in hanged man's position, like the tarot card. It's like, okay, now we're just gonna tingle you around like this until you want to cry. That's how I felt. I was like, oh, this is great. Nah. No, healing is always good. I'm happy. I'm starting to put my sword down and relax. Yeah, that energy was like, woo, triggering, triggering. Anything that needed to be healed was coming up. Insecurities, like self-worth, everything. So you could overcome it. I'm so happy you all did. I was exhausted and yes, I feel my energy returning. Good. Yeah, make sure you all drink lots of water. Bubbly water is actually amazing for your spiritual journey. I love bubbly water. This one's an Italian water. Oh my gosh, look at my nails. I, I couldn't I couldn't get into the nail shop that I wanted to get in. And like sometimes I get in these moods where it's like, fine. Like with my own self. And so I started taking them off. It was going very poorly, but now I can't stop it. So it's too late because I've been trying to play my guitar. Which I'm like obsessed with. The sound is so pretty, and I realize it's a vintage guitar that is made in Mexico and they don't make it anymore. And I just like love that thing. And before it came, I just had this, I kept saying like randomly, which is usually how your gifts work, right? It never comes out the way you think. Like I was like, I'm gonna play the guitar like Coco. Like, I was like, and then because I love that soundtrack and I was singing it, and then I was like, well, isn't that curious? Um, I noticed I was exhausted. I was permitting while boyfriend was all over the place, projecting his crap to me. No, we don't like that. Oh, hermiting. Okay, you were hermiting. I also had a trigger come up that I was made to heal. Yeah, so many triggers. The trigger people telling me I was wrong. Oh, was it like you were having trouble making decisions? Or was it more like you were having trouble receiving feedback? Or like a mix of both? Well, you never know. I was doing affirmation, taking my energy. Yes! I love it. Yes, bring your energy back. Keep going, Saratoga on the set. This is just this energy. I feel like the last 6 months has been a little bananas. Like, we're in like a spiritual tornado of manifestation and energy while the freaking planets are like in these wild placements. And then just the retrograde, like there was a pre-shadow energy that I was like, are you sure you're a pre-shadow? Because you're kind of masking around or masquerading like you're the real thing. I was like, I don't like you. I don't like you. I would speak my truth, and people who didn't agree would tell me I was wrong. Ah, okay. I see. So then you started taking that on. I'm glad that at least you feel like you released that now. It's a tough one to overcome because it's so tied to self-worth, but once you can, it's you feel so whole afterwards. That happened to me a lot throughout my childhood and even as an adult, and it still happens all the time. Um, and it's just so important that everybody be really secure in like who they are and their identity in order to overcome that. Because people can only shake you if there's holes in your foundation, right? Um, and that's why these like retrogrades and healing seasons are so nice because you get to see where your leaks are in your bucket. Like spirit just points them out for you. Your ancestors like dumps a bunch of water and then like tries to show you where they are and you're like, nah. And then they just kick the bucket over and you're like, what? I don't know why I kind of feel like I do. I understand that we all have our own perspectives. Yeah. I mean, the most healing part is like you said, everyone has their own way of seeing the world. And we don't have to cause more trauma just because we don't see or believe in the same thing. Same when it comes to like spirituality and religion and all this stuff. Like I always tell people like we're better when we're together. If you can't like have conversations with people, there's not going to be healing in the world ever. Because if we just keep pushing people away, it's never going to work. It's you don't have to believe in what they believe, but you don't also have to hurt them either. And you don't have to force someone to change. It's not going to work anyways. So finding peace in, you know, differences or difference in opinions is going to be way more powerful than like just sitting at the differences and creating hate from all of that. I had a thought that mental illness is a result of being spiritually disconnected or spiritual awakening. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty common for some folks to think. What do you, I mean, so you had a thought about it. Did you come to some sort of like resolution or are you just still discovering? Um, I feel like it's like a mix of both, you know. Um, I've met a lot of people while traveling. It's actually something that my gift just does. I find a lot of folks who have been categorized as mentally ill, and then it turns out they're really, really gifted. Really gifted. Um, and then I have conversations with them and like affirm things for them. Because I can also see what they see or like share in healing energy so they can also find peace. Um, and it's a lot of the reasons why I tell people on spiritual awakenings, like, you have to take care of your body. You need to be getting sleep. You need to eat clean. Um, have a teacher that can help you through everything, because there's a fine line between like hitting that crack, right? And really losing yourself to spirituality and not being able to come back and ground yourself. And so things like lion's mane, and herbs that help with cognitive function, and that kind of stuff, because spirituality is so off in the distance sometimes to your mind, that we have to bridge the two together so they can work more cohesively. The source connects us all. Yeah, 10,000%. I also learned that being on a platform comes along with others disagreeing with my thoughts. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's my whole life. Isn't it interesting? Um, when I started my business a long time ago, there's always that fear that, I mean, eventually you get used to. Um, and then you honor your truth, right? Because there's a balance of, I'm going to be open to feedback, but I'm also going to be discerning, and I'm also going to hold true to what I believe, if it's like a belief system and things like that. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to hear people out, but um you do, like, some of my first videos when I started like really sharing my story about what I was experiencing, because you all know it gets really creepy. um People would call me like stupid, a woman with dumb glasses, like all sorts of things. And then I just kept going. I kept going. I would also clear energy, because it was like I had that fear in me of, like, what are people going to think? Oh my goodness, are they going to say that? And then it manifested straight into comments. And I was like, oh, no, no, no. Right? So it's like the more we fear it, the more it comes towards us. Wholeness. And you definitely making some good points. Thank you. Hi, it's great to meet you. It's great to meet you. It's better to allow people to be themselves. Yeah. We don't have to participate. Exactly. We definitely don't have to participate. Um, and when we allow people to be themselves, like you're saying, like, we can create a deeper sense of belonging, which is what everybody wants anyways. Um, and it would keep a lot of people from wanting to leave this earth if they felt more included. Um, and also there's a lot of people in the world who literally don't understand certain concepts. And they deserve a place in this world, right? Like, we don't get to say who gets to be here and who doesn't. um and so I like what you're saying, like, we can definitely create more belonging for people so they feel more at ease. Otherwise we create so much tension, and then um we wonder why people leave the earth, right, on their own accord. I believe it is like being disconnected from. Also, I like your picture um from nature. Yeah. Um yeah, like our sleep rhythm. Yeah. I want not just one example. I just feel this Western society is so far off when it comes to any forms of diagnosis. Oh, completely. Yeah. The medical space needs a lot of work. Needs a lot of work. We treat symptoms but never the root cause. Yeah. That's why I teach generational healing, because um people need to know, one, how to heal themselves, and two, like, what preventative care is, which is basically also getting to the root cause, and teaching you about yourself and why it was there in the first place. I completely agree. True. Yeah, everybody agrees. See, um, and we need a lot of that community and love and understanding. Because also, if we never teach people where things come from, like, how can we honestly expect that people are going to change? You know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing with a lot of Western medicine, is it's backed by a lot of people who want to make a lot of money. And so if the people don't have the resources and the knowledge, the know-how to be able to heal themselves, then they stay in the system. They stay in their illness and they become just like a number on this wheel, and people are able to profit from them. Um, but when we educate ourselves, then we can get out of that system and not have to be reliant on it's really a system that doesn't even like, it's like the worst colonial thing. Like, we have so many systems that are just built on using people and stealing from them, stealing their lives, stealing their happiness, their bodies, their health, all sorts of things. um and food and nutrition and things like that can really affect your spirituality and your mental health. So it's like, when there's a bunch of food deserts, we can't expect people's mental health to be where it needs to be. And then people are trying to cope. And so they rely on other things that they can get access to. It's like, it's a whole cycle of like folks also self-medicating, not having the resources and not realizing that maybe they're depressed and like all these things. And they're depressed because they didn't have access to be able to talk to someone about how they were feeling. And it just keeps going and going. Do you think illness starts energetically first and then manifests physically? It depends on the state. Like, I feel like it can be both, because like we start as energy and then, come into our bodies, and then like we start to learn physical type of processes, which isn't necessarily energetic, but it can show up in our body. But then when we have the imbalances, which are energetic, then it also manifests in the body. Like, I feel like it can happen simultaneously. But if I were to pick one, I would say, um, yeah, definitely energetically it can start there, because on a basic level, like, everything's made of energy, and so that's where it starts and where it ends. So if we're thinking in that sense, then yeah, like, if you're out of balance, then tainted energy creates tainted things. Um, it taints the environment, which means like your body and things like that. What would be a good substitute for lion's mane? I'm having a slight allergy. Uh-oh. Um, what is happening to you when you have lion's mane? Um, you can, yeah, I want to know what's happening. But anything that helps cognitive function, to be honest, even if you have like carrot juice is really good. Burdock is great for staying grounded. A lot of people are also dehydrated. Make sure you're drinking a good amount of water, because the body is mostly made of water. And it'll help with your manifestations too. Um, I would keep it simple. But yeah, let me know what you're feeling. Yep, the system was never built for us to win. It's only built for the rich and few elites to get rich. And yeah, completely. Oh, my tongue would start itching. Yeah, don't have that. Don't have that. Um, if you're still feeling itchy, you could always have some nettles. Um, and because nettles helps with allergies, you can steep it overnight and drink it, and it should help with that reaction if you're feeling it, or to like help get rid of it. But you can always try it and see how your body is, but most of the time it's fine. um just have some carrot juice. Carrot juice is simple and easy, and most people can have it, especially if you're having allergies. Carrots are pretty neutral. Just get one that isn't like packed full of, like, I have popcorn in my tooth, packed full of sugar, because sometimes it's even harder to actually receive the benefits of lion's mane and all these other things, unless your inflammation is down. And carrot juice is great for inflammation. It's really simple to digest. Yeah, ginseng is also great. Sometimes people feel it a little bit intensely. But if you want something like really mild, carrots. Um, Burdock for grounding, sleep in tea. I think you mean grounding, steep, is steep in tea. Yeah, burdock is great for grounding energy. Like if you want to connect to earth energy, burdock is amazing. Burdock is also in some sushis. It's usually pickled and looks like a carrot, and people think it's a carrot, and it's not. It's burdock. I used to forage for burdock. It's so good for you. Um, but yeah, burdock is a stronger root. So I would boil it for like 5 minutes and then put it into a jar, cap it, and leave it overnight. Yeah, all of those are great. Moringa is good. If you're sensitive right now, moringa can sometimes cause people to, like, my biggest rule when it comes to generational healing, inflammation, like Ayurvedic type things, like until you are 10,000% sure on why you had that response, you need to keep it simple, right? Like last thing, like one thing at a time. One thing at a time. I see this all the time in spirituality and like herbalism, and folks are like, oh, I bought this and I bought this and I bought this. Okay, well, how are we going to pinpoint what's actually going on with your body when you're trying like 5 different things and layering them all at the same time? Your body can't even handle that. Like you do try one herb for a little while, allow your body to balance out, and then you can introduce something else, but keep it as simple as possible. Moringa is amazing, but if you're like if you're allergic to lion's mane, um like I would, again, keep it simple. I would keep it simple for now. I'm gonna call it a night, but may the rest of y'all have an amazing evening. Good night. We'll talk to you later. Um, yeah, I love moringa. Moringa is really good. But like I just never advise people, like so many people come into my generational healing program and they're like overstimulated and they're like, I've been drinking all these things, and I'm like, okay, we're going on a 6-month journey. We're gonna get your body back on track. Just because it sounds great and just because it has all the powerful things doesn't mean you will get any sort of benefit if you don't have a clean system to be able to receive it in. And you don't even know if your body needs that. Like just because it's good doesn't mean it's good for you in this stage of your life. There could be something else that is going to match your body better. You know what I mean? Moringa has been good for me. My fault. I should have said in the past I was allergic to lion's mane. Okay. Yeah. If moringa is working, moringa is fine. But you in general, because I just met you and now I can pick up on your energy more easily, you need to just keep it simple. You just need to keep it simple. Um, like pick one of those things, whichever one resonates with you. And if you already like moringa, um, then just do that. But if moringa can also be spiritually opening, which you don't need. Like moringa is very strong for spiritually opening, and so is ginseng. And so doing something like a burdock is going to put you back into your body. You're really gifted. So just also keep that in mind. Um, And I advise everybody to keep that in mind because it might seem all well and great and it feels good for your body. But if you're like up in the clouds, and you don't have any sort of earth energy to ground you back down, it's like it's like you might as well just throw in some blue lotus in there, and then I'll see you in the cosmic universe. I'll see you in the cosmic universe. Yeah, you know what I mean? We just keep it simple. Is there a better replacement of coffee in the morning as to get the energy without side effects? Yeah. Um, no coffee. Actually, if you're coming off of it, my clients go cold turkey. The thing is, when you're coming off coffee, the reason why you get addicted to it is because coffee becomes a stimulant, but your body is already producing what it needs to have the energy. But because folks decide to drink coffee, it stops producing what it needs to have the energy. So, if you are going to start coming off of coffee, you need to have, like, if you're waking up at like 7, 6 or 7 in the rising, then you would have your coffee around 10 and not any time after that. Um, so that you can get your body back into the way it needs to be. You can also do like a mushroom type of coffee. Um, but I don't always recommend, like, I don't like always recommending certain things like this unless I've had a session with you, because again, some folks are very sensitive to mushrooms, even if it's not like very strong mushrooms. And I would just take a look at the back to see how much caffeine they have in them, but it's going to be less strong. Um, some of my clients usually end up drinking cacao, but depending on the person, it'll make you really tired. But doing like a mushroom coffee would probably be your next step down, and then adjusting when you have caffeine too, um, is going to help, because either way, it doesn't solve your issue that you're tired. And so your goal would be to come off coffee. That's your goal. And so having a clean body, eating better, doing cleanses, you're going to get your energy back. But just replacing something with coffee is not the solution. It's not the solution. It's not what you want to do. Um, but it can be a part of your path to getting off coffee. Um, right? Because replacing it is just a band-aid. You're not solving anything. You're tired because you're overworked, exhausted, and all the things. See the sunrise for natural energy levels. Yeah, first thing in the rising. I like matcha in the AM or green tea. Yeah. It also depends on how much coffee you're having, Christine. Like if you're having like a lot, like I've had people who are having a lot of coffee, and you definitely have to taper it. And even switching to certain things like rise and all that stuff, like you may initially have headaches because you're having the withdrawal. So just be mindful of how you kind of taper off of it. Um, yeah, matcha and green tea are good. Christine is very tired, like very, very tired. Um, I feel like she might crash on the matcha and the green tea. Um, but to like safely do it with your body rather than having that huge drop, um, you could do like you could work your way towards a matcha and things like that. Or if you just want to go cold turkey, there's also that, but you're going to be tired for a minute. I just do coffee in the morning. I notice drinking half a cup. not finishing. Oh, good. You're not actually drinking that much. Yeah. So if you just move it to a certain time of day and then, you know, switching to like a mushroom coffee or a matcha, like if you like that kind of flavor, it depends on what are you looking for something that's like more coffee tasting? Because some people are also very specific in that. Like some people who like coffee do not like matcha and vice versa. But it's something you can grow on. Like it grows on you. Thanks. I noticed I'm getting the jitters with the coffee. That's why I was asking. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely have less caffeine. I like both matcha and coffee very. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Yeah, then try the matcha. If you already like matcha, then go with matcha. When did you start drinking coffee, Christine? I'm gonna go in like 5 minutes. I want to say hello to you all. Um, and also remind folks, since many of you asked for the business class to come back, Magic to Market, which is what it's called now. It starts tomorrow. Z School for the Gifted is Thursday nights. Um, and there's that. And then the Divine Academy starts really soon, which I'm super excited. And for Z School for the Gifted and Magic to Market, there is the private Z's chat for everybody who's kind of in the school already. So you can all hang out in there, and I'll be dropping some stuff for folks in there. Like the last one we did, the moon stuff, and I dropped the questions and all the fabulous things. I'll be dropping more. I was 8 years of decaf. Uh, oh, with parents in the morning. Wow, I see. The gifted, does that consist of? Yeah, so Z School for the Gifted, it's every week. And so if you are wanting spiritual coaching, and live channeling and things like that, since you know I'm a medium and do all the fun things, I will guide people. So there's a form you fill out and you have your questions, and I'll coach you one-on-one. And then there's usually something taught at the end of the class, that goes along with the astrological placements. So this last one was the full moon. King Grizzly was there and got to meet everybody. Um, yeah, he just said the school is awesome. It's a lot of fun. The community is phenomenal. Um, there's been other times I've done like shamanic meditations and things like that, energy clearings. I'm teaching mantras at this next one, since we've been focusing on manifestation, and then we had a whole series of clearing out all the chakras. Um, and then we're eventually going to do one with 108 beads, Rudrak beads. Yeah, it's really, really fun. It's really, really fun. It runs a little bit longer, but everyone in there is freaking awesome. Are the live sessions slash classroom sizes more intimate? It depends on the season. In the beginning, um, like winter time, it gets a little crowded because folks are like off on break and things. Um, and now it's like ranges between like 10 to 15 people, so it is more intimate. And it's over Zoom. So we all are there talking to each other, and I can actually talk to you and answer your questions and things like that. Um, A friend of mine attends Z School and introduced me to your channel. No way! Who attends Z School for the Gifted? Is it Shawnee? You have to come! It's so fun. Ooh, time for bed. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's awesome. The link is in the description. It's Thursday nights. And if you want to come also to the business coaching, I just reopened that. So the Thursday night one is for most folks in the US and Canada. And then I just opened a Wednesday one, which is mostly for folks in the UK and Africa. And I'm probably going to open one for Asia. And then the business class tomorrow, it's at 7 a.m. and then 4 p.m. So those are going to be the 2 times. And then the Divine Academy is going to have all the classes included and things like that. But it's more for folks who are, ready to make an impact, run their business, step into the spotlight, start manifesting, all sorts of things. So it's really fun. It's really, really fun. It's been great getting to know everyone. And everyone's been journeying for like the last couple of months, and it's wild to see what they've been able to manifest and how their gifts have opened a lot. And I'm gonna have someone who has been journeying for 6 months because they just graduated, come on to ZTV so they can talk about their experience in More Than Worthy. So I'm really excited. So everybody can ask questions, and they're making a really big impact, so I'm really proud of them. Safe travels. Aw, you're so sweet. Okay, everybody, I'm going to head out. I hope you have an amazing evening. If you need anything, the links are going to be in the description, and I will see whoever is going to be starting their business tomorrow in class. Oh, Jamila introduced me. I'm working on the time since most of these sessions occur as my wife comes home from work. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there is the other time, it's just earlier in the day. I just opened it. So that will be there. Okay, going back to sleep. Thanks for the live. Yay! Great, Christine. Get some sleep. Everybody get some sleep. I'll actually be live tomorrow, so I will see you again tomorrow. Thanks. You're so sweet. Beautiful energy. Bye, everybody.